Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well. So today in this video, we are going to learn how to complete the square of a quadratic function. Okay, so very important. Let's start from an example and I'm sure you will get it. So let's take an example. Let's say you have x square minus 4x plus 3. Let's say you have to complete the square for this. Okay, so the first thing that you have to make sure is that the coefficient of x square is 1. The coefficient of x square is 1. Okay, if it is not 1, then you make it 1. How do you make it 1? You take that number common. So we'll take one more example and then you'll understand. So in this case, the coefficient of x square is 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these two guys in bracket. Okay, so the term with x square and the term with x, these two terms should be in bracket. Okay, once I put it into bracket, tell me what is the square root of x square. What is the square root of x square, guys? The square root of x square will be x. Okay, what is the coefficient of x? The coefficient of x is 4. What is the half of 4? What is half of 4? Half of 4 is 2. Okay, I'll write it using another ink. Yeah, half of 4 is 2. Now tell me what is the sign between. The sign between is negative. So this becomes x minus 2 whole square, and you always subtract the square of this number, the one that I've highlighted. You always subtract the square of that number. So minus 2 square. Okay, my red brackets are now complete, and you write positive 3 as it is. You write positive 3 as it is. I mean plus 3, which was written earlier in the above expression also, you write it as it is. So this is what I have done so far. Now I'm going to simplify this. So this becomes x minus 2 whole square, and negative 2 square becomes negative 4, and your positive 3 is as it is. Okay, so what is it? It becomes x minus 2 whole square, negative 4, positive 3, negative 1, right? So x minus 2 whole square minus 1. So this is what I mean when I say you have to complete the square. Your question earlier was x square minus 4x plus 3, and now it looks like this, x minus 2 whole square minus 1. So this process is known as completing the square method. Okay, now we are going to do one more example and I'm sure you will understand it even better. Let's take an example. Let's say 3 minus 4x minus 2x square. Okay, now the first thing first, I'm going to rearrange the terms. Okay, so I'll write it as minus 2x square minus 4x plus 3. Now if you remember, I taught you earlier that the coefficient of x square must be 1. If it is not 1, you make it 1. So how do I make it 1? First of all, I'm going to take negative 2 common from these two terms. Okay, so let's do that. I take negative 2 common. So what is there? I mean, what is left inside? X square plus 2x and plus 3 as it is. Okay, now I'm going to put these two guys, I mean that bracket, in another bracket. Okay, so your answer will look something like this. Minus 2 will remain as it is. I'll probably, yeah, and your plus 3 will remain as it is. Okay, so now I'm going to make some changes in the red bracket. What are those changes? What is the square root of x square, guys? The square root of x square is x. What is the coefficient of x, guys? The coefficient of x is 2, right? And what is the half of 2? What is the half of 2? The half of 2 is 1. The half of 2 is 1. And then what is the sign between? What is the sign between? The sign between is positive. So it becomes x plus 1 whole square minus, you always subtract this square, the highlighted number square. So I subtract that. So this, right? Now you simplify this, so it becomes negative 2 times x plus 1 whole square minus 1 plus 3. Now you multiply negative 2 inside, so it becomes negative 2 times x plus 1 whole square. Negative 2 into negative 1 becomes positive 2 plus 3. Okay, so negative 2 times x plus 1 whole square plus 5. This is how completing the square method works. Okay, so earlier your expression was 3 minus 4x minus 2x square, and now the same expression looks like this. So this is known as completing the square method. This process is known as completing the square method. Okay, so I hope you understood it. I hope you got the method. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned. If you have any doubts or if there is anything more you want to learn, please comment down in the comment section and I'll help you. Thank you so much.